everyone, and welcome to the Subnautica Below Zero stream. Now, it's in early access, so there's not much to the game right now, but there's around an hour and 40 minutes of content, probably a little bit over 2 hours if you're inexperienced. It's a pretty good early access game because, you know, I've been actually around playing Subnautica when it was an early access, the original game. I had started like 2 years in with it, so I was dealing with a lot of bugs and all issues. I was like, I want to play Below Zero. I know it's really early in the game. There's not much to it. There's a lot of unfinished areas, but there's already really good polish in the game. There's improvements, some recipe changes. I think one of the bigger improvements is that our main character actually has a voice this time, and she talks. Her name is Robin, and we get the beginning half of the main story. There's a few recipe changes because of the new area. They're not that much different. There is bugs, but nothing game-breaking. Just issues here and there, and you can get stuck in areas that are incomplete because there's like invisible walls and stuff. I had played throughout for a fair bit, and I got my taste, so I'm going to start a new game. This is a really nice artwork from the game. I'm assuming this is probably temporary because, you know, when they got to the final version of the original Subnautica, they did change this multiple times until they got to the ship crashing artwork. Some of the old bugs in the first game are here. The landing gear or, you know, feet for bases, they reset when you reload. And there's a few other minor issues. It does take longer to load because, again, it's not optimized really well. That's the only drawback. So there's a lot of lagging issues. Little tutorial that begins. I like that they added the sound effects for the knuckles cracking because the original game didn't have that. There's a lot of new items in here, and there's some old stuff, of course. You know, we got a new photo on the table. Pick up a PDA. We got some models of the suits in here. Some of the original things. We got some artwork from this photo page. That's Robin, original fish tank. Couple extra things. I'm assuming this will be new. Oh, we got, since now the character talks, we have a lot more sound effects for the character. Now this is a custom base. I don't want to spoil everything until I get later into the story, but don't get attached to this place too often. You got the coffee machine, a couple extra things, garbage cans. Not much is really usable right now. I'm not sure if this because it's temporary and early access or because this place is really not important right now. That's why you're not allowed to do anything. We know the station name is called the Vesper. I'm assuming this is a temporary artwork. They'll probably improve on it and make full artwork. You can actually see the station in the sky. I think once I get outside, you'll be able to see it. There's a couple of PDAs that you're supposed to pick up. New rack over here, a couple of new stations. They don't really do anything. Let's see, yeah, a couple of machines. You can't pick anything up, unfortunately, even though things that we used to be able to interact with in the past. I like this. Emperor produces enzymes, Peeper delivers enzymes, ecosystem, Emperor relies on ecosystem for food chain. There is an Emperor already in the game. It's probably one of the grown-up ones from the original run of the game. Also, the original moons and stuff are in the game, and they actually changed position from where we started in the first game. I think because we're on another side of the planet, so I think we're either the red moon is actually lower in orbit from our position. There is some of the minor bugs from the original game are still placed, like for example, fish can still enter bases underwater. Our first look outside. And we do have weather conditions. It's snowing, it can actually thunderstorm, it can have a blizzard. I like these new exterior exit hatches. Unfortunately, there's no really reflective anything in the game right now, so we have no mirror, so we can't really see Robin in-game. But there is some minor issues with her character model from her shadows. You can see her head doesn't really move. It's stuck in place. It's a little bit laggy over here, because again, the game's not fully optimized, so but it's pretty fine. if you have a better PC than mine, you'll definitely run it fairly well. Here's the hydro bay. I love the new roof for this type. Hopefully we will be able to build these rooms in future updates, because it'd be kind of a shame that this is the only... Right. There's the Vesper station in orbit. You can pretty much see it all the time. Cloud cover seems to be ignored, which is unfortunate, but it'll probably be updated, so eventually clouds will block it. The PDA interface is pretty much the same from the original game. Same thing here. Got all the basic stuff, so if you're brand new to the game, you can read all the information on the suit. And since this is the start of the game, we're not in emergency mode. This is the few times we get to see the PDA in normal functioning mode, unlike in the original game where we never had a chance to do that. Remember, information leading to the activation of an alien technology is rewarded with automatic rights buyout and a $10,000 credit bonus. Research of cultural or historical value is not included in the bonus scheme. Buyout still applies. So they obviously came to the planet, thanks to what happened in the original game, to get money and figure out what was going on with the science stuff. I like these ramps and stairs. I really hope we are able to build this. I like this. We got to see the prawn suit. Unfortunately, this is all we get to see of the prawn suit in the game. There's new textures. I think it's more blue compared to the original game. We got a couple consoles here. There's a broken one here, so that's kind of cool that we get to see a damaged one that's not on fire. There was supposed to be a voiceover that played. That's odd. How come it didn't play? Maybe I ran into a glitch, because I know there was a voiceover. It's possible I glitched it out. I can restart the game just in case. Oh, but I want to do this before I do it. You can actually destroy this funny snowman. I remember seeing it in the previews. Just do this. It falls apart. Too bad, because this is actually the rebreather model, and we kind of need it later on. It's a new plant. But it was supposed to be a voiceover, and it didn't trigger, so I'm going to just restart the game. The tutorial is supposed to actually pop up when the PDA started when you woke up. Yeah, see, here we go. That was supposed to start up, and it didn't. I'm assuming that's an artificial sound. Yeah, we get to see some of the fruit inside the storage units, which is cool. We can't access anything, unfortunately. Here's some artwork for the characters. I'm assuming the other ones are maybe we'll meet them along the way. I'm not sure. Our original character is in the middle over here.
Station 0.
Here we go.
This is Vesper. Come in.
Here we go.
Hi, Sam.
We lost contact with Jeffries up at the research site.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Understood?
You know, the formal bit's cute, but we've shared a room. Would it kill your career to act like we'd met before?
Robin, you know these conversations are monitored.
I don't care who knows it's cute. I've been here 2 weeks, we've hardly spoken.
Because you went straight to the planet. Find Jeffries, chat later.
Yes, Mom.
All right. Yeah, some people have been asking on the live stream, could you actually move this? No. All right, so we have to find Jeffrey. We got these weird plants. They actually just follow you. I don't know what they are. Interesting new design. I like the detail. Oh, they actually hurt you with the lava, so you actually can take injury. Interesting. That makes actual sense because, you know, most of the snow over here is melted. Okay. That's how they survive, I guess, in the cold. I assume later they'll probably add sound effects to them, maybe monster noises. Yeah, we're pretty cool. The reason why the research base was set up was because they're near an alien building of some kind. I like these new crystal types. It's pretty cool. And they found this under this ice field area.
Access denied. Further efforts will be denied forcefully. Destiny, Robin Little.
How'd you know my name? I come in peace. Sam, the building just powered up. It spoke to me.
Are you safe? It's never done that before.
I'm fine. No sign of Jeffries.
I've got an electrical storm on the sensors.
I think it's already here.
That cavern isn't stable. I want you to get back to...
Sam? Damn it!
Well, we can't open the door because we don't have this particular tablet. Now remember, these are not thunderstorms, they're electrical storms, so in the game you'll always see them randomly in day or night. It doesn't matter which. This is completely blocked off. This actually has now fall damage, so you have to be careful now not to jump too far. I always thought this looked like a dinosaur head. I noticed that the ice is not really slippery, so you can pretty much walk on here. They might change it in the future, who knows? We get to look at the lightning storm. I'm assuming the lightning is very basic, temporary. They'll probably improve on it in future iterations. Oh, can we jump down there? That was weird. I got stuck. Alright, there's the base. I said before, don't get attached to it because there it goes. Somehow, some massive snowbank just crushed it and destroyed it. Remember, there's fall damage, so try not to fall too much. But I should show you what it does. Yeah, it's a bit wonky here. Some of the ice, it looks solid, but it's not.
Your environment is no longer safe, and your PDA has rebooted in emergency mode. Be advised, high wind speeds will cause lethal exposure in 4 minutes.
Now, in the early access, I think they disabled temperature control, so your character will not take cold damage right now. Oh yeah, I better get out of the water soon. These are actually new breathing things. This actually will replenish oxygen. But they do close up, and you have to find another one or just get out of the water in general. There's also another way to gather oxygen instead of just a little... In the original game, you only had that one choice, or make the rebreathing pipes. Right, here's some eggs in here. Let me grab some food.
New creature discovered.
Yeah, the one thing that I noticed, they didn't record new voice lines for the PDA from the old original game.
New creature discovered.
I'm assuming they'll eventually replace all the PDAs with the new voiceovers. The starting location is pretty good on giving you resources. You're not like hampered or anything. It has a good balance.
Oxygen.
Oops. Some of the rare stuff is already early game. Like I found diamond and ruby farther enough away. So I guess those are common in this area. But making batteries is a little bit more difficult. Like in the original game, you used acid mushrooms and that was all over the place. In this, it's more harder and they changed the recipe. Here we go. Some more food. These things that are called ribbon plant, this is actually the replacement for the mushrooms. You use these to make batteries. They're not common, so you can run out, and also these are fake mushrooms. Ignore those. Oh, everyone, hey, here's some glitches with the penguins.
I'm out in open water.
Stay where you are. I'm sending a rescue shuttle.
No, I'm okay. I just need shelter.
Fine, I'm sending a temporary habitat instead. Look up.
Thank you, Sam.
Call me when you get there.
There's some glitches where I can't get here. I don't know if they're supposed to jump like that or that's an issue. Here we go. You can't really interact with them. Let's see, here's the drop thing. This is our new base of operations. It actually has a new custom icon, which is great. I was glad they didn't use the original survival pod icon. Let's follow it down. I like the cool animation for the feet. They do extend all the way down. and then I think it opens up some solar panels on the sides. Yep, there. We have good power. This is a much better thing than the survival pod.
New blueprint acquired.
There's not much to it.
Sam, I'm at the habitat. Any word on Jeffries?
Nothing yet.
And the facility? It said my name. I need to know why.
I know. Make something to eat. Get equipped.
All right.
I'll have
Fabricator's
answers by then.
pretty much the same.
Will do.
See here, you make a battery, copper wire. Here, let me get some food going. It still has the same problem where you get the high-capacity air tank. It doesn't have the correct model or icon. They still left that in, which kind of annoyed me. So we have a scanner, flashlight, survival knife. We got standard O2 tank, fins, first aid kit, and the waterproof locker, which you don't really have to worry about because, unlike the original game, which had really small inventory space, this one is actually the same size as your inventory space, so you have a lot more options, a lot more ways of dealing with this. But right now, I don't need to make a battery. Let's leave all this stuff in there. Here, yeah, I gotta. This is all stuff I currently unlocked. There's a lot of new, interesting, like new little sound effects, like grabbing. See, already here is a fragment, sea glide fragment. So you pretty much find the grav sphere and the sea glide fragment really early on. There is a glitch where you see the original icon, I think, when you first leave. But once you go back in, it'll reset to the proper one. I don't know why. Now, a lot of the map is incomplete. You can clearly see a lot of the temporary spaces, a lot of, you know, very straight edges, no textures. I'm assuming that is a future alien precursor base of some kind because it is the same color. But I'm not really sure right now. They have to refine the area more.
New creature discovered.
Ah, here's some baby penguins. You can pick these up. I'm assuming you could put them in a future tank once we get access to those items. So far, there's no issues with the water, like things like being seen through walls and stuff. Except for, like, you know, this stuff where you sometimes can't jump on it. Oh, is there anything I can build? I can get water, obviously. All the fiber mesh. Ah, yeah. The creep. There's updated versions of creep vines. They do the same thing. There's the single one that has no seeds. Then there's the big one that has no seeds. And there's the one with seeds. They're just different colors. I do need to make a scanner. I need to make a battery. So let's make the battery. All right. So we should be able to build a scanner. There we go. So I didn't want to do that. I want to scan this. Self-scan is removed, so we don't have to do that anymore because we don't get infected. I think the model's pretty much the same from the original model. There's no real difference except for, I think that smoke effect when you complete a scan, I think that's new. Moving things has a new sound effect. Let's see. Do I need anything else? I do need to make a knife. What do I need to make a knife? We need silicone rubber, which I need. That requires the creep vine samples. You don't really need the air bladder right now because the game does give you the basic stuff like the sea glide and everything. So if you just make 2 air tanks, 2 high capacity air tanks, you pretty much don't have to worry about the air bladder. But I think later on when they make the map more improved, you probably will need it because there's times where I've almost killed myself. In fact, if there wasn't one of those air breathing fish down there, I could have easily had died once and lose like 30 minutes of progress. It was pretty bad. We get some more information on the Vesper system. This is what it did. They kept something hidden from her, which I'm betting you that's going to be an interesting plot point later in the game. And you get the basic information. So if you're brand new to the game series, of course, it's going to tell you the same thing. These are much more easier to find in the dark. Pick up as much as you can because you're going to be losing batteries fairly quickly. What is he called? Pink-hearted? Come on. There we go. The base is not scannable, which sucks. The bladderfish. Come on, stay put. Here's some of the glitches with that are. Oh, whoops. Some of the fish get stuck, get frozen. Some spawn mid-air. Some items spawn in the air. They haven't fixed those issues yet. There we go. He's called Pengling. Ah, where'd he go? Come on. Hey, They're really fast. Then also you can see the electric storms underwater, and you may think it's
Oxygen.
a Leviathan coming or some sort of big monster coming behind you, but no, usually it's a electric storm that will make the noise. Like right now it's snowing and there is a storm going on. Okay, same amount, 3. You pretty much get your Sea Glide. These new plants over here, they're not scannable right now, unfortunately. Even this twisty bridge, this is what this area is really called, the twisty bridge. These large vines that stick out of the water, they are not scannable either. A lot of the new stuff is not scannable. Like these things are not scannable. Ah, there's a new fish. This fish actually will help you breathe underwater as well. Come on, come on, come on. Titan hole fish. He will always give you oxygen. There's no problem there. So as long as you find one, you're pretty much good to go. Mines, of course, scan them. They still haven't fixed the problem with the scanner silhouette and it not moving with the creep vines. Alright, let's see. Oh, come on. There we go.
Near blueprint acquired.
Always close your item if you want to swim faster. Oh, here's some glass. We do need some glass because we need to make oxygen tanks at some point. Yeah, the one thing you got to be careful of is these ice shelves, because you can easily forget there's something above you and you can pin yourself and then die. Oh, here we go. Here's some grass sphere parts. That. I want to build a knife and I need the silicone rubber. All right. I can do the fins, so I don't have to go back and get more. Maybe not. I do, right? No, I think I can make another one. Yes, I can. Thank God I grabbed. Can I make the knife or the air bladder? I'd say you can skip the air bladder. You really don't need it right now. All the animations for the weapons and items are pretty much the same from the original game. This does make this. It does do this. It doesn't damage the base. I checked it to make sure it didn't have that glitch. It's really easy to kind of get confused here because this is all the these spiral things. You can easily get confused where you are because there's so many things that look similar. Let's see. This makes new noises.
Near blueprint acquired.
They did fix one issue that I'm glad from the original game. You know all these 2D swarms?
Oxygen.
They don't go into the ship anymore or anything that I've noticed so far. So that's one good positive.
Location uploaded to PDA.
Oh, here we go.
Robin, the boss wants a sit rep.
I'm cold, I lost all my gear, and I'm no wiser to what's going on. But I'm alive.
I can't authorize another drop. Hold on. There's an emergency cache. Hasn't been touched since the scouts landed 6 months ago. Could be useful.
Send me the coords.
On your HUD.
I think they should retime that because I got the cache information before the dialogue, so hopefully they fix that. Alright, so now we get the Pathfinder Tool. We need this. Okay, let's see. We need, yeah. And here we go. Standard O2 tank, good. We get the beacon unlocked when we do that.
Near blueprint acquired.
Good. Alright, so we got 75. Not perfect enough, but we need to go to the emergency supply cache. Okay, so we unlock the grab trap. I wish they improved that icon. It's one of the original icons they never changed. It's still cumbersome to change and swap out batteries. I wish they had improved that. I really wish we get like a battery menu. That's a little bit better, not just this. This is annoying. I wish there was a way to like just pull things in and out. There is some corals. I forgot. They're farther away from here, but you can get coral samples. Yeah, these new fish. I forgot about these new fish. Yeah, symbiote. I think these guys eat, like, you know, the stuff off the backs of the Titan donut fish. Here we go. Alright, so we got the high capacity O2 tank. That's all you get.
Acquired.
So much for a really good, like, supply cache. Hey, these guys spawned over here. Let's see what we got. Ah, my inventory's full. You don't really need gold right now. There's not much you can do. Don't go down there right yet. You can always check what biome you are from pressing F1. We currently are in where? Twisty Bridge is shallow. There's multiple levels to the Twisty Bridges. So if you get confused like where a location is, just bring it up and you'll know where you are. Oh yeah, these are the new Precursor technology artifacts. They really don't do much. I say make 6 extra batteries. I think you'll be fine. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no animation to the door yet. I don't need the penguin bait. Yeah, some of the tooltips are broken right now. Computer chip and wiring kit did unlock, but I haven't found any way to use them right now. Getting crystalline sulfur is possible, but it's kind of hard to find those exploding fish. So we just need glass, titanium, and silver ore. I don't know if I found... Did I find any silver ore? I don't think I did. We got the beacon. I think make 2 beacons. I think it's 2 is really enough. There's just a couple areas. Like I use it to remember where the creep vines are and where an area of like those ribbon plants are for batteries. I need glass. Just want to try to get prepared for the high capacity. No, I hate that glitch. You can see this. You can see the things because the clouds are not rendered on the water. As soon as you get out there, you can't see it. I know we'll be able to send and receive stuff from the station once we're able to build the rocket. See, that's a new sound effect right there when the. Oh right, I needed to make this. Let's make another standard tank. The oxygen tanks fall under the same rules of the original game. You got to be at the surface to refill them, and you have to make sure you switch to the other one to refill them. Because if you don't, that one stays emptied. And it still has a dumb issue where if you're almost out of the original one and you load the next one, it should be full, but it's not. I don't know why that issue's still there. Of course, you can play the game without the food requirements. There is a mode for that. When I first played the game, I had it off because I never really liked food mechanics in survival games. Obviously, it's an important part of that, but some games just went overboard with that, like Ark. So that really kind of put me off to most of them. But this game does it fine. I really have no complaints. Just make sure you don't forget things, and you're fine. Well, I can get the penguin. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I know, that's what it is. It's not the fact that you're doing it, it's that balance of I need to eat food or die, or I just want to play the story. So it's like, it depends on the game. Minecraft, it's okay. Subnautica, I think, is the perfect balance between it, but the Ark is the worst. I really hate Ark's food system. You can tweak it, of course, which I did in order to make it tolerable. I didn't want to make it easy or hard. It's just like the default values are crap in that game. They're crap in general. They have a ton of crap that takes too long or goes too fast. One thing I do hate though in all games, the spoiling of food. I get it. It makes sense. But for a game, it's annoying. Like, oh, I packed a whole bunch of food, and then you realize, oh, when my food is finally gone, and I need to eat it. I can't eat it. It's all. Forget it, decomposed. There is the good Leviathan in the game. I found one. And you can get tricked by the area because in the original game, if you went out of bounds, the lighting would change to a very dark blue, and then you would get killed by the enemy Leviathans. But I don't think they're in the game right now, so I think you can explore anywhere, including going out of bounds. I think the Leviathan game is fine. It won't kill you, but I haven't tested it. I should test it now, though, when I find it. Oh, finally, here we go. One more then. Oh no, I got, okay. Good. Okay, now I can make the sea glide. How far am I?
Acquired.